What's going on, nation? All right, let's talk defensive side of the ball. On Tuesday, I dropped a video really focusing around the offensive side of the ball and the players that I feel need to reach their top potential in order for the offense, Chip Kelly's offense, to really thrive in the 2025 season. And in this video, I want to touch on the defensive side. I'm going to go over the players that I think need to reach their full potential. And I'm not talking about rookies. I'm talking about players that have been on this roster 2+ seasons or veterans that we brought into this locker room through free agency. So that's what I'm focusing on, not necessarily rookies themselves, but more veteran players that have been in the NFL for 2+ seasons. And so, but if you want to check out that video, I dropped it on Tuesday, but also I announced my 10th giveaway since starting my channel. I hit my milestone of 5,000 subscribers, and the way that I'm going to celebrate is basically show my appreciation to you guys. And so if you want to be included in that giveaway, make sure you're a subscriber, but also go hit up that video that I dropped on Tuesday to know how to get involved in that giveaway. And tomorrow, which will be Saturday, June 7th, I'll drop a video announcing who that giveaway winner is. So if you want to be included in that, you got less than 24 hours. Go ahead on over to that video and go check it out. Get involved in that giveaway if you want to. It's just my way of saying, show my appreciation and saying thank you to all my subscribers and my supporters. So again, in this video, I'm going to touch on the veteran players that I feel need to reach their full potential in order for this defense to fire on all cylinders for Patrick Graham to get the best out of this defense in the 2025 season. But before we get into it, if you can, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications. If you're viewing this video after the giveaway winner has been announced, then my next giveaway is at 5,500 subscribers. So if you want to be included in that, hit that sub button. I definitely appreciate it. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And the first one is Malcolm Coons. And now I was extremely excited when we brought back Malcolm Coons. Now I wish we would have brought back K'Lavon Chaisson, but look, the Patriots got him. And I think he wanted to be a starter. And unfortunately, he wasn't going to be a starter on this team once we brought back Malcolm Coons. But he went down prior to the 2024 season, taking off. And I think that was a massive hit to our front line, to our front four. And if Malcolm Coons were to play last season and stayed healthy, this front four could have absolutely wreaked havoc. And that's what I expect to happen this upcoming season. Obviously, there's question marks to Christian Wilkins, but we're not going to get into that today. But when Malcolm Coons finished the 2023 season, in the 8 games that he was a full-time starter, he finished with 8 sacks. Now, do I expect him to have massive numbers? No, because look, I'm going to talk about another player at the end of this video and my expectations. But Malcolm Coons, if he can replicate and just be that force opposite of Max Crosby, and he ends with 8 to 10 sacks in this upcoming season, I think that's an absolute success for Malcolm Coons in the 2025 season. Now, if he exceeds those numbers, obviously that is an outstanding prove-it year for Malcolm Coons, and that's what we signed him for. It's a 1 year, I'll be $11-12 million. It's basically a prove-it year. We expect a lot out of a lot of these players on the front four. Obviously, Max Crosby, I'll touch on that in a second, but also you bring back Adam Butler. Adam Butler, if he isn't the focus, if Christian Wilkins is healthy and he isn't the focus of that offensive line and he's not getting that double team, I expect Adam Butler to obviously have a massive impact as well. And so if all these players, if Christian Wilkins is healthy and he gets in that backfield and has an impact and makes some sacks, as well as Adam Butler, and Max Crosby comes in and has a career year, I think 8 to 10 sacks from Malcolm Coons is absolutely reasonable for him coming off of the injury that he did sustain last season. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, he has to stay healthy. I want to see him come out, have a true impact the majority of the games, and show that he can be an extremely good pass rusher in the NFL, which I do believe he can be. And so let me know in the comment section down below, what's your expectation of Malcolm Coons? How many sacks do you think he's going to get next year if he stays healthy? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. And keep in mind, when you do kind of make that prediction, you put it in the comment section, remember, we should have one of the best front fours in the National Football League. And there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be trying to get after that quarterback. So really think about it and put a realistic number down in the comment section. Now, I do have 5 more players to talk about, just keep in mind, but the next one is going to be Tyreek Wilson. And let me start with this. This is the year that Tyreek Wilson has to prove that he was worth that 7th overall pick in the 2023 season. And look, I don't think he is not going to be a starter. We have Max Crosby, we have Malcolm Coons, but the depth on this team at the edge rushing position, I think is very suspect, right? We have Charles Snowden, which I think is a serviceable backup. That's basically what he is. We do have some younger talent, Jaw Joyner, that I believe has a chance at making this roster, but it remains to be seen whether or not he can fight for a starting position. There's a lot that he has to prove as an undrafted free agent, but there's one guy, which is Tyreek Wilson, that this is your final year to really show that you're worth that 7th overall pick and you're not going to be a starter. Crosby, Malcolm Coons is going to get the start as long as they're healthy week in and week out. So Tyreek Wilson, when you have your opportunity, you better make the best of it. If you only get 10 to 12 snaps each game as a rotational piece at the edge rushing position, they better be the best 10 to 12 snaps you have played in your entire NFL career up to this date. And look, you haven't shown a whole lot, so that's not hard to ask. That's not a big ask of you, but at the same time, the 10 to 12 snaps that you possibly will get every single game better be the best you've ever played in your life. And so Tyreek Wilson, it's your final opportunity. If not, I think there's a really good chance that you basically try to trade him away, or you find a way to move on from him and start to develop some younger talent that has more potential and more upside than Tyreek Wilson. But I definitely wanted to just kind of put that one out there. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts of Tyreek Wilson? Do you think he's going to have a breakout year this year? Do you think he's going to prove that he was worth a number 7 overall pick? Or do you think it's time to move on from him after this season? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the next one is Devin White. Now, the reason why I put Devin White up here is because, look, we basically went bargain shopping through free agency and the draft to kind of bring this linebacker room together. Now, Landon Roberts, I think he's a good downhill linebacker. I think he's going to be able to be that run stopper that we were looking for since Robert Spillane left the building. But we also need a linebacker that's going to be able to really play well in coverage, right? We need a linebacker that's going to be able to go sideline to sideline and fly in pass coverage and stay with these running backs and maybe even locked up with the tight end, occasionally in Patrick Graham's system. And you got to remember, even though it's been about 7 years since Devin White has been into the league, but he was a 4-4 guy coming out of LSU. So he's got the speed, he has the athleticism, and we do need a linebacker that's going to be able to be that pass coverage type of linebacker, but also be effective in the run and go sideline to sideline. And I think that's where Devin White has to be the linebacker to reach his full potential so that we can get that Devin White that played with the Bucs. Now, I know that a lot of people are kind of suspect on whether or not he was actually good or a true Pro Bowler with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But at the end of the day, he has to reach his full potential in order for us to not go back and look at John Spytek and Pete Carroll and go, you know what? You missed the damn boat by not addressing the linebacker room in free agency, or at least prioritizing it more, but also waiting until the 7th round to address the linebacker position in the draft. So Devin White, in my opinion, has to reach his full potential in order for this defense to really thrive in the 2025 season. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think Devin White is going to have one of his better seasons with the Raiders, the silver and black, in the 2025 season? Let me know in the comment section down below. And then the next one is Jakoran Bennett. Jakoran Bennett, he's coming off of an injury, and that's going to be the hardest part for him. We have to see just how well he does recover. But prior to that injury, he definitely looked like he could compete and potentially be a number 1 corner. Now, there's a lot of rumors coming out whether he's going to be solidified as that outside corner, or are they going to move him inside and be a slot corner? And here's my thing. Outside of Darnay Holmes, we don't know exactly where that true slot corner is going to come from, but Jakoran Bennett has that height, has the measurables to be a slot corner and potentially be an effective slot corner. So no matter where he plays, where it's outside or in the slot, Jakoran Bennett, now it being his 3rd season, he just has to prove that he can come in and continue what he showed in the 2024 season and kind of reach that full potential. If this defense wants to be one of the top defenses in the National Football League, Jakoran Bennett has to reach his top potential this year. And based on what we saw prior to his injury last season, I do think he has the potential to get there. It's just now he's got to bring that full potential out and prove that he can have a true impact on this football team moving forward. And so let me know in the comment section, do you think Jakoran Bennett is going to have a breakout season? Again, in hopes that he stays healthy the entire season, but let me know if this is going to be the breakout season for Jakoran Bennett. Let me know in the comment section down below. And the next player that I want to talk about is Isaiah Palmau. Now, he was one of the first, if not the first free agent that Pete Carroll and John Spytek, they went out and they got him. They locked him in for the 2025 season. He was the first free agent that we went after. And there's a lot of talks about us potentially bringing another safety, because a lot of people don't think that Isaiah Palmau could be that true free safety that can float on top, be sideline to sideline, be that last line of defense. And based on what we saw last year, I think Isaiah Palmau has a ton of potential. But I also think, in my opinion, that he can be that true free safety that can roam the top of the defense and go sideline to sideline. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. He's got that stride and that length to be able to get to sideline very quickly and very effectively. And he kind of proved it last season. But at the same time, you can also kind of bring him down at times closer to the line of scrimmage. And if you want to play man across the board, lock him up on a tight end and be that 6'4" safety that can lock up those taller tight ends. And so Isaiah Palmau can definitely be that guy that's versatile as a free safety and play in Patrick Graham's system. Because if you remember last year, Patrick Graham also ran a lot of 5-man fronts. And so that means that those two high safety sets, whether it be Isaiah Palmau and Jeremy Chin, you might find yourselves in a man-to-man cover zero type of situation. Isaiah Palmau can come out and lock up some tight ends without question. So I have high hopes. I do love the fact that we brought him back. And I think that Isaiah Palmau can be that true free safety that plays on top and is that last line of defense. I do think he can play that. But again, if we don't bring anybody else, if we don't bring another free safety in, he's got to reach his full potential. He's got to make sure he plays at the top of his game for this defense to reach his full potential in the 2025 season. So let me know in the comment section down below, do you think Isaiah Palmau is going to be the day one starter at free safety, or do you think we might bring somebody in to potentially compete with him or potentially take his spot? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, look, the guys that I just talked about are the guys that I think need to reach their full potential in order for the defense to absolutely fire on all cylinders in the 2025 season. But there is one last guy that I do want to talk about. And look, it's Maxx Crosby. I'm not saying that he has to reach his full potential, all right? That goes without saying. But what Maxx Crosby has to show, being the face of this franchise, being the leader of this team, he has to have the best season he has ever had. One, because again, he's the leader of this team, but two, he just signed that massive extension and that massive contract. Not only does he have to lead this team by just his work ethic and the way that he prepares himself for the game, but he also has to lead by example. And the main way you can do is by leading on that football field when game day hits and show that he earned that contract, to earn that right of being that leader of this team in the face of the franchise. And so Maxx Crosby has to have the best season he has ever had, and he's got to show it game in and game out for the full 17-game season and hopefully into the postseason this year. And so again, let me know what sack number do you expect out of Maxx Crosby for the 2025 season? Let me know in the comment section down below. And so guys, those are the players that I expect to reach their top potential, their highest potential, in order for this defense to fire on all cylinders in this upcoming season. So I appreciate you sticking with me. Remember, I dropped my next giveaway in the video that I released on Tuesday. Go check that out. It gives you the instructions on how to get into that giveaway on Saturday, June 7th. I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winner. And so if you want to be included in that, hit that video up and make sure you get in on that giveaway. So I definitely appreciate you sticking with me. If you can, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications. If you're viewing this video after the giveaway winner was announced, make sure you hit that sub button. My next giveaway is at 5,500 subscribers, and turn on that notification so you do know when it goes down and when I drop more content. I go live on Tuesdays and Sundays in the Raider War Room with my guys. We chop it up, we have a good time, but it's our way of being able to kind of go back and forth with the chat as well. So again, I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here.